Max Beauty. The female horse so named colored the air with her overwhelming strength and beauty. This time, I will describe her. Before we begin, let's start with some Japanese snacks. Max Beauty is a female horse born in 1984. Her father is Bravest Roman and her mother is Fugitica Lady. Bravest Roman was an American horse and a stallion who often inherited powerfulness in his offspring. As a result, his crops in Japan often performed well on dirt tracks that required a lot of power. Fugitica Lady ran 4 races and did not win, but she was a horse with traditional Japanese bloodlines. Her breeding partner was originally scheduled to be Marzensky, but there was a sudden change of plans and she changed her breeding partner to Bravest Roman. It was such a fortuitous choice that the rancher did not know why he had chosen Bravest Roman, but the female horse born had a wonderful body with no flaws at all. Mr. Tadakoro became the owner of this horse. The horses he owned were often named Max or Mayano. He then named the horse Max Beauty because of the beauty he saw in it. Max Beauty grew steadily and entered the Edo stable in June 1986, when she was 2 years old. Her debut race was a 1200-meter race held in Hakodate in August. Max Beauty comfortably held a 4-length lead in the final stretch to win. She then competed in 2 Grade 3 races, finishing 4th and 2nd. Thus, she finished with 3 races and 1 win as a 2-year-old. The year began, and in January, Max Beauty competed in an open class race. She quickly overtook the horse in front of her in the final stretch to take her 2nd win. She chased the 3rd position in the next race, widening the gap to the rest of the field in the final stretch to win by 5 lengths. This is her 3rd win. After winning her 3rd race in this way, Max Beauty competed in the Tulit Show, a trial race for Oka Show, in March. The Tulit Show in this era is not a graded race, but simply an open class race. Even with that out of the way, she showed frightening strength. In the final stretch, despite the relatively close race, Max Beauty's jockey was not moving at all, just riding. When she crossed the finish line, she had a 2-length lead over the rest of the field. This was a completely easy win. On the day of Oka Show, Max Beauty was naturally the favorite. The second favorite was Kosei, who was named Best 2-year-old filly the previous year. Max Beauty got off to a good start and took a position just behind the leading pack. She gradually closed the gap to the front as she rounded the final corner and lined up with the lead pack at the entrance to the final stretch. She took the lead midway through the final stretch, and the rest was just a matter of widening the gap to the rest of the field. She was overwhelmingly strong, reminding me of that girl genius, Tesco Gabby. Max Beauty eventually won by a convincing 8 lengths over the rest of the field. Her time of 1 minute 35.1 seconds was good for just 0.2 seconds shy of the 1975 record time held by Tesco Gabby. In fact, the year before, Majiro Lamont had achieved the Triple T era, but some said that Max Beauty's rating at this point was higher than that of Majiro Lamont. Thus, expectations for her Triple TR achievement grew. Now, there is only about a month and a half before the next Oaks, but before that she competed in the 2,000-meter Oaks trial. The reason why the trainer dared to enter her in the Oaks trial was that he was a little concerned about her running on the left and her adaptability to the sudden extension to 2,400 meters, given her running style and pedigree. She positioned herself from third to fourth during the race, then broke away in the final stretch to win without a problem by a length and a half. This was her 5th consecutive win. May 24th, Oaks. Max Beauty is the favorite with odds of 1.8. After the start, she positioned herself behind the middle of the pack in the first half of the race, when the pace was fast. As the overall pace slowed down around the 1,000-meter mark, Max Beauty moved up to near the leading pack. She rounded the final corner and accelerated even more as she entered the final stretch. She caught the persistent Cure Lottery in front of her with 100 meters to go and finished 2 lengths ahead of her. This makes her the 8th horse in history to achieve the double TR of Oka Show and Oaks. And fans' expectations for the birth of a triple TR horse for the 2nd year in a row were high. The Kobe Shinbun Cup, a mixed male-female race, was chosen as Max Beauty's first autumn race. Although there were only 8 runners in this race, it attracted 3 of the top Derby horses, including Gold City. Max Beauty was the only female horse in this race. But when she was hit with 2 whips in the final stretch, she accelerated and pulled away with ease to win the race. This was her 7th consecutive win. She also competed in the Rose Stakes, a trial for the Queen Elizabeth Cup. Her victory seemed assured, as she had easily beaten the male horse in the Kobe Shinbun Cup. And the results were as expected. Max Beauty's jockey was again holding the reins and not moving as she rounded the corner, just as she had done in Tulip Show, and she moved up in position. The jockey's immobility continued until just before the finish line. Just before Max Beauty crossed the finish line, the jockey had to move the reins a bit at the end to encourage acceleration as the rest of the field closed the gap, but it was still an easy race to win. This is the 8th consecutive win. Including that strong win of hers, the achievement of the Triple Tiara was seen as quite probable, and Max Beauty was the overwhelming favorite at odds of 1.2 in the Queen Elizabeth Cup. Max Beauty was on the road in her usual good condition and accelerated around the final corner. She took the lead at the entrance to the final stretch and opened up a lead. This time, however, there was one horse that was chasing her furiously. That horse, Talented Girl, overtook Max Beauty before she could even line up and won by 2 lengths. As a result, Max Beauty did not achieve the Triple Tiara and her winning streak came to an end at 8. But she was so highly regarded that she was voted 2nd in the end-of-year Arimakinen fan ballot. She entered the Arimakinen as the 4th favorite, but in a race full of accidents in which her age-mate, Derby winner Mary Nice, was forced to stop racing after falling off a horse and Double Crown winner Sakura Starro broke down and had to stop racing. Max Beauty was beaten badly, finishing 10th. After this, Max Beauty seemed to have lost its former luster. The following year, she raced 6 times, but only managed to win the 1,200-meter Opal Stakes, losing every other race she entered. After winning the Opal Stakes, she retired after finishing 9th in the Grade 2 Swan Stakes. Her total is 10 wins in 19 races. The trainer stated, "Max Beauty lost her fighting spirit after the Queen Elizabeth Cup. I decided to keep her on active duty for another year, hoping to somehow get her to double-digit wins. As a result, she was able to win her 10th victory, but I felt sorry for her." Max Beauty became a broodmare and had her first foal in 1990. The foal, named Max Jolly, went on to finish third in both the 1993 Oka Show and Oaks. There were no other notable foals, but Max Windsor, born in 1992, won a total of 5 races, and Cho Kei Lai Jin, born in 1993, won a total of 8 races. Max Jolly was the only mare left in Max Beauty's broodmare, but she died when giving birth to her first foal. Max Beauty developed laminitis in 2001, and although she was treated diligently, she was euthanized in February 2002 because she was not expected to recover. Her lineage is likely to be cut off, but she is left with Beauty Sung, the foal that Max Jolly risked her life to produce. Beauty Sung did not become a racehorse, but she did become a broodmare. Beauty Sung's 8th foal, a horse named Kokoro no Ai, won 2 Grade 3 races, becoming the first horse descended from Max Beauty to win a graded race. And she returned safely to the ranch, where she is now a broodmare, carrying on Max Beauty's lineage for future generations. That's all for this time. If you want to know more about Japanese horses, subscribe to this channel. Thank you.